Today we'll be discussing about post-independence reorganization of Indian state. So before independence, India consisted of British-ruled provinces, princely state, and a few colonial enclaves of Portugal and France. Although the Government of India Act 1935 had proposed an all-India federation of provinces and princely state, it never materialized. In 1946, the cabinet mission declared that princely state would no longer be under British paramountcy once the British left, allowing the states to choose whether to join the new dominions or remain independent. The Indian Independence Act of July 1947 formalized this withdrawal of paramountcy. Many princely states then sought independence, creating a major challenge for the new Indian nation. This issue of integrating these states into India is often described as the problem of national integration or political unification of the Indian people. Post independence consolidation of India. During 1946 to 47, there was a new upsurge of state people's movement demanding political rights and elective representation in Constituent Assembly. Nehru presided over the All India State People's Conference sessions and declared that state refusing to join the Constituent Assembly would be treated as hostile. In July 1947, Vallabhbhai Patel took charge of the new State Department and VP Menon as its secretary. Stage 1 of post-independence consolidation. Sardar Patel recognized that refusal of princely states to join Indian posed a serious threat to national unity. He adopted a twofold strategy: persuasion and subtle pressure. Patel urged the rulers to accede to Indian in matters of defense, foreign affairs, and communication, issues essential to national interest. At the same time, he warned them that public unrest after 15th August 1947 could force the government to impose harsher terms. As a result of this balanced approach, almost all princely states, that is 562 out of 565, signed the instrument of accession before independence, except Hyderabad, Kashmir, and Junagadh. Many princes accepted the accession because they understood their sovereignty had existed only under British paramountcy, and they were offered generous incentives such as privy purses linked to states' revenue. Accession did not interfere with their internal governance, and the people in these states largely supported joining the Indian Union. Integration of Junagadh. Junagadh was situated in Kathiawar region of western India. Though 70% of its population was Hindu, Junagadh was ruled by a Muslim Nawab, Muhammad Mahabat Khanji III. Although its boundary did not touch Pakistan, yet its Nawab announced the accession of a state to Pakistan on 15th August 1947, even though the people of the state, overwhelmingly Hindu, desired to join India. People organized a popular movement, forced the Nawab to flee, and established a provincial government. The Diwan of Junagadh, Shah Nawaz Bhutto, now decided to invite the government of India to intervene. A plebiscite was held in the state in February 1948, which went overwhelmingly in the favor of joining India. Now let's talk about integration of Kashmir. Kashmir shared a border with both Pakistan and India. Here, a Hindu king, Maharaja Hari Singh, ruled over a population that was overwhelmingly Muslim. The king was reluctant to join both India and Pakistan. The popular political forces led by National Conference and its leader Sheikh Abdullah, however, wanted to join India. The Indian political leaders took no step to obtain Kashmir's accession and, in line with their general approach, wanted the people of Kashmir to decide whether to link their fate with India or Pakistan. But Pakistan refused to accept the principle of plebiscite in this case, unlike Junagadh and Hyderabad. On 22 October, with the onset of winter, several Pathan tribesmen, led unofficially by Pakistani army officers, invaded Kashmir and rapidly pushed toward Srinagar, the capital of Kashmir. On October 24th, the Maharaja appealed to India for military assistance. Nehru, even at this stage, did not favor accession without ascertaining the will of people. On 26 October, the Maharaja acceded to India and also agreed to install Abdullah as the head of state's administration, even though both the National Conference and the Maharaja wanted firm and permanent accession to India. India, in conformity with its democratic commitment, announced that it would have a referendum on the accession decision once peace and law and order have been restored in the valley. After the accession, Indian leaders immediately took steps to fly troops to Srinagar. Srinagar was first held, and then the raiders were gradually driven out of the valley. To establish lasting peace, the Indian government approached the UNSC against the aggression undertaken by Pakistan in Kashmir. Following a resolution of the UNSC, both India and Pakistan accepted a ceasefire on 31st December 1948, which is still prevailing. In 1951, the UN passed a resolution providing for a referendum under UN supervision after Pakistan had withdrawn its troops from the parts of Kashmir under its control. The resolution has remained infructuous since Pakistan has refused to withdraw its forces from what is known as Azad Kashmir. Since then, India has regarded Kashmir's accession as final and irrecoverable, and Kashmir as its integral part. Now let's talk about integration of Hyderabad. Hyderabad was the largest state in India and was surrounded by Indian territory. Since Nawab of Hyderabad claimed an independent status and encouraged by Pakistan began to expand its armed forces, without Hyderabad, there would be a large gap in the center of Indian territory, potentially posing a constant threat to India's security in the future. Thus, Hyderabad was essential for India's unity. After several rounds of negotiations, India signed a standstill agreement, a temporary, a year long agreement maintaining the status quo. India signed an agreement hoping that Nizam would establish a democratic government. However, Nizam intended to delay the process and expand his military strength to force India to accept his independence or succeed. By June 1948, Sardar Patel was getting impatient as negotiations with the Nizam dragged on. By June 1948, Sardar Patel was getting impatient with the negotiations of Nizam. Finally, on 13 September 1948, Indian army moved into Hyderabad. The Nizam surrendered after 3 days and acceded to Indian Union in November. With the accession of Hyderabad, the merger of princely state with Indian Union was completed, and the government of India's writ ran all over the country. That's all. Thank you.